Welcome back to the Professional Pulse podcast. I'm your host, Alanna, and today we're popping the confetti and raising a toast to celebrate a special milestone, the anniversary of ABC Weddings and Events. Yep, my wedding baby. The wedding planning business that started as a spark of an idea and has blossomed into a full-fledged dream come true is another year older, wiser, and filled with incredible stories. From those early days of juggling multiple jobs and late-night planning sessions to the now bustling calendar of beautiful weddings and happy couples, it's been an absolute whirlwind. And along the way, there have been plenty of twists and turns, unexpected challenges, and so many lessons learned. Today, I'm excited to pull back the curtain and share some of those behind-the-scenes moments with you. We'll dive into the highs, the lows, the hilarious mishaps, and the heartwarming triumphs that have shaped ABC into what it is today. So grab your favorite beverage, get cozy, and join me as we take a walk down memory lane, celebrate this incredible journey, and uncover the secrets to building a business that's truly from the heart. Let's celebrate ABC's anniversary together. All right, friends, before we dive headfirst into the anniversary celebration, and trust me, we're going to have a party, let's take a little breather for our pulse check. Consider this our cozy corner cafe chat, where I spill the beans on what's been happening in my world lately. You know, the life updates, those little victories that make you do a happy dance, and maybe even a blooper or two, because hey, nobody's perfect. Then we'll get into the really good stuff, all about ABC's journey, the lessons I've learned, and the heartwarming moments that have made it all worthwhile. So, what's been going on with me? Well, I kicked off the new year by doing something that felt truly revolutionary in the fast-paced world we live in. I took a break. Yup, as December wound down and the holiday madness subsided, I hit that glorious pause button on work and gave myself some much-needed time to recharge. And honestly, it was the best decision ever. We all talk about self-care and mental health these days, right? It's like a buzzword bingo, but sometimes it's so much easier said than done. We get caught up in the hustle, the to-do list, the constant pressure to be on. But let me tell you, taking that time to truly unplug, to rest, to simply be, it made it all the difference. Coming back into the new year, I felt refreshed, re-energized, and ready to tackle whatever came my way. Now, I'm a big believer in the power of intention setting. So during my break, I spent a lot of time reflecting on my goals for the year, both personally and professionally. I grabbed my favorite journal, brewed a pot of tea, and really dug deep into what I wanted to accomplish in 2025. On the personal front, one of my big goals was to finally conquer the art of sourdough bread. I know, it might sound a bit random for a wedding planner to be obsessing over fermented dough, but hear me out. There's something so incredibly satisfying about creating something from scratch, nurturing it, and watching it transform into something beautiful and delicious. Plus, who doesn't love the smell of freshly baked bread? Unfortunately, my first attempt at sourdough was a bit of a disaster. Let's just say it was more science experiment gone wrong than culinary masterpiece. We're talking a bubbly, gooey mess with some seriously questionable smells. But hey, failure is just a stepping stone to success, right? My second starter is looking much more promising. It's bubbly, active, it smells delightfully yeasty. I'm determined to bake my first successful loaf soon, and I'll be sure to share the recipe with you all when I do. But the biggest news of my break? My husband Kyle and I welcome the most adorable little fur ball into our family. A little kitten named Rover. He's brought so much joy and a fair amount of chaos into our lives, and I honestly can't imagine our home without him now. Of course, we already had our 6-year-old cat, Mars, and I was a bit nervous about how he'd react to a new kitten. So I channeled my inner cat whisperer and went into full-on cat mom mode. For the first few weeks, Rover had his own little kingdom in my home office, complete with a reinforced screen door. Thank you, Amazon, for saving my sanity. I'd feed Mars on one side of the door, and Rover on the other, gradually moving their bowls closer and closer each day. They'd sniff each other under the door, hiss occasionally, but mostly just seem curious. Eventually, we moved to feeding them with the door open, then in the same room, always supervising and praising good behavior. It was a slow and steady process, but it totally paid off. Mars and Rover are now the best of buddies, wrestling, chasing each other, and even cuddling up for naps. It's the cutest thing ever, and it makes my heart melt every time I see them together. So, that's the scoop on my life lately, a mix of relaxation, reflection, sourdough experiments, and kitten cuddles. It's been a wonderful way to start the year, and I'm feeling so grateful for all the good things in my life. But now, it's time to shift gears and celebrate a major milestone, ABC's anniversary. And trust me, this is a party you won't want to miss. All right, friends, let's pop the bubbly and raise a toast. It's time to celebrate ABC's anniversary. I'm absolutely bursting with pride for this business and everything it's brought into my life. It's not just about the pretty weddings or the successful events. It's about the personal and professional growth I have experienced along the way. ABC has truly shaped me into a better person, a more compassionate leader, and a more fulfilled entrepreneur. This journey has shown me the incredible power of combining my passion for helping others with my deep love for celebrating love stories. Witnessing couples exchange vows, seeing their dreams come to life, and being a part of their most cherished memories, it's an honor and a privilege that I never take for granted. My wedding clients mean the absolute world to me. They're not just names on a contract or numbers in a spreadsheet. They become part of the ABC family. Their stories, their dreams, their love, it all becomes woven into the fabric of this business. And that's exactly why I started ABC in the first place, to create a space where couples feel seen, heard, and supported as they embark on this incredible journey called marriage. So to mark on this special occasion, I wanted to share some of the most valuable lessons I've learned while building ABC from the ground up. These are the hard-won insights, the aha moments, and the practical tips that I wish I had known when I first started. And I hope they'll be helpful for anyone out there who's chasing their own entrepreneurial dreams or simply looking to create a more fulfilling life. And where better to start than with the very beginning? The birth of ABC was all about intention. Before I even booked my first client, before I designed a logo or created a website, I had to sit down with myself and ask some tough questions. Why am I passionate about this? What is it about weddings and events that truly lights me up? What drives me to do this work? Is it the creativity, the problem solving, the relationships, or something else entirely? Who do I want to serve? What kind of couples do I want to work with? And what are their unique needs and desires? What values will guide my business? What principles will I never compromise on, no matter what? What is my ultimate purpose? What do I want to achieve with this business beyond just making a profit? These might seem like simple questions, but trust me, they're not. They force me to dig deep, to confront my fears and insecurities, and to get crystal clear on my why. And those answers became the bedrock of everything ABC stands for. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of starting a business, the thrill of being your own boss, the allure of unlimited potential. It's intoxicating. But without that solid foundation of intention, it's like building a house on sand. You might have a beautiful vision, but if you don't know your purpose, your values, your why, it's all too easy to get swept away by the tides of change and uncertainty. Your intentions become your compass, guiding you through the inevitable storms and keeping you aligned with your true north. They help you make tough decisions, stay true to your values, and build a business that's authentically you. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of starting a business. Believe me, I was there. But without that solid foundation of intention, it's like building a house on sand. You need to know your purpose, your values, your why, because that's what will guide you through the tough times and keep you aligned with your true goals. So if you're thinking about starting a business or even just setting new goals in life, take the time to define your intentions. It's an investment that will pay off in more ways than you can imagine. Those initial questions I asked myself, they might seem simple on the surface, but they ended up being the bedrock, the very foundation upon which ABC was built. It's funny how something that starts as a casual brainstorming session can evolve into the guiding principles of your entire business. And the excitement when I first embarked on this journey, it was electric. Telling my husband about my plans, sharing the news with my family and friends, the air was buzzing with possibility and enthusiasm. It was exhilarating, to say the least. But amidst all that bubbly excitement, a little voice of reason started whispering in my ear. It was telling me that while passion and enthusiasm were great, they weren't enough. I needed to get serious about setting clear intentions and boundaries for ABC, and I needed to do it fast. Now, I'm sure many of you listening can relate to that initial rush of excitement when you start a new venture. You're so eager to share your passion with the world, and it's natural to want to involve your loved ones. Believe me, the temptation to hire family or close friends was strong. It seemed like the perfect way to build a dream team, surrounded by people I trusted and cared about. But deep down, I knew that to truly succeed, I had to draw a line in the sand between my personal and professional life. As much as I loved my family and friends, mixing business with those relationships could be a recipe for disaster. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about having a strong support system. My family and friends have been my biggest cheerleaders, and I couldn't have done it without them. But when it comes to actually working with them, that's a whole different story. I've seen too many businesses crumble under the weight of family drama and blurred lines. I wanted to avoid that at all costs. I knew that maintaining clear boundaries would be crucial for several reasons. First and foremost, it would help me maintain professionalism and avoid potential conflicts. Let's face it, business decisions don't always align with personal feelings, and it's much easier to navigate those tricky situations when you're not dealing with family or close friends. Secondly, boundaries are essential for protecting both my personal relationships and my business. When you mix the two, it's easy for things to get messy. Work stress can seep into your personal life, and personal issues can impact your work. By keeping those worlds separate, I could show up fully for both my loved ones and my clients. Plus, let's be honest, sometimes you need to have tough conversations in business. You might need to give feedback, set expectations, or even let someone go. And those conversations are a whole lot harder when it's with someone you're close to. Of course, maintaining those boundaries isn't always a walk in the park. There are always going to be times when work bleeds into your personal life, no matter how hard you try to separate them. Like that one time a client decided to change their entire venue the day of their wedding, and I answered the phone while I was, let's just say, not in professional attire. True story, folks. It's moments like those that remind you just how important boundaries are. But without those clear intentions and boundaries from the very beginning, I honestly don't think ABC would have survived. Those initial questions I asked myself, they weren't just idle thoughts. They became the guiding principles that have kept me grounded and focused throughout this crazy journey. Boundaries are crucial for me as a person, but as a business owner, they're absolutely essential for success. They've helped me create a sustainable business, maintain healthy relationships, and stay true to my vision. And that's something we're celebrating. So you're probably wondering, how do I actually create these boundaries that Alanna keeps talking about? Well, it all starts with a little soul searching. You have to identify your core values, the non-negotiables that truly matter to you and your business. For me in ABC, it boils down to 3 core pillars: quality of work, We're not just about throwing a party, we're about crafting an unforgettable experience that reflects the couple's unique love story. Every detail matters, and we're committed to exceeding expectations. Time and care. My team pours their heart and soul into every event. We don't cut corners or rush through things. We take the time to do it right. Reputation and relationships. How we're remembered by our clients and vendors is paramount. We're all about building strong, positive relationships based on trust, respect, and open communication. Our reputation is our most valuable asset. By focusing on these core values, I've been able to establish clear boundaries that protect both my business and my personal life. Now, it's not always a smooth ride. Boundaries can get tested, and sometimes lines get blurred. But it's a constant work in progress, and I'm always learning and adjusting along the way. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out or being rigid. It's about creating a sustainable and fulfilling business that aligns with your values. It's about saying yes to the things that matter most and no to the things that don't serve you or your business. One of the absolute non-negotiables for me and for ABC is professionalism. It's the cornerstone of everything we do. We've worked hard to build a reputation as experts in the wedding planning industry, and I'm fiercely protective of that. No vendor, no employee, no unexpected hiccup is going to shake that foundation. Now, don't get me wrong, we have a ton of fun doing what we do. We laugh, we celebrate, we even shed a few happy tears along the way. But when it comes to the actual work, it's all about delivering top-notch service and exceeding expectations. I hold my team to incredibly high standards, and I expect the same from the vendors we partner with. Our clients put their trust and their hard-earned money in us to create the wedding of their dreams. It's my responsibility to make sure everyone involved upholds their end of the bargain and delivers on those promises. That means clear, concise communication, prompt responses, and always going the extra mile. It's about being reliable, organized, and anticipating our clients' needs before they even know they have them. And hey, my team expects the same level of professionalism from me. I'm not just the boss barking orders from the sidelines. I'm right there in the trenches with them, making sure everything runs like clockwork. Of course, even with the best planning and intentions, things don't always go according to plan. Weddings are notorious for unexpected hiccups. A sudden rainstorm, a missing vendor, a wardrobe malfunction. But that's where those strong boundaries and that unwavering commitment to professionalism truly shine. They help us stay calm under pressure, think on our feet, and find creative solutions without losing sight of what matters most. Delivering a flawless event and making our clients' dreams come true. It's about turning those no moments into wow moments. So yeah, professionalism is a big deal for me. It's not just about looking good on paper or having a fancy title. It's about showing up consistently, being reliable, and always striving for excellence. And that commitment to professionalism has been absolutely key to building ABC's reputation and creating a business that I'm truly proud of. Let's talk about something that's crucial for any business, but especially in the fast-paced, high-pressure world of wedding planning: time management. And let me tell you, this is one area where I am not messing around. I'm a firm believer in respecting everyone's time. Mine, my team's, and most importantly, my clients. From the very first conversation with a potential client, I set the tone for how we'll work together. I'm upfront about my expectations, and one of those is that they come prepared to our meetings. Our time together is precious, and I want to make the absolute most of it. That means showing up on time, having thought through their vision and priorities, and being ready to make decisions. I often tell my clients, think of our meetings like a dance. We both need to know the steps and be ready to move together. If one of us is constantly tripping over their feet or missing the beat, it throws off the whole rhythm. And trust me, no one wants a wedding planning dance that feels like a chaotic mosh pit. And just as I expect my clients to respect my time, I also hold my team to high standards when it comes to time management. We have set office hours, Tuesday through Thursday, and during those times, we're laser focused on client work and internal tasks. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Alanna, what about those urgent client questions that pop up on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon? And trust me, I get it. We're in the business of making dreams come true, and sometimes those dreams have a way of throwing curveballs at the most inconvenient times. But that's where boundaries come in. We're all about being responsive and attentive to our clients' needs, but we also need to protect our team's time and energy. Burnout is a real thing, and I'm not about to let my team sacrifice their well-being for the sake of the business. So here's the deal. If you send us a message on social media, shoot us a text, or even send a carrier pigeon outside of our office hours, you can expect a response within 24 hours of the next business day. We're not ignoring you. We're simply prioritizing our time and energy so we can show up fully for our clients when it matters most. I know this might sound a bit rigid to some people, but let me tell you, it's been an absolute game changer for ABC. Setting clear boundaries around our time has had a ripple effect of positive outcomes, healthy work-life balance. My team knows when they're on and when they're off. They can actually enjoy their evenings, weekends, and holidays without the constant ping of work notifications. And that means they come back to work feeling refreshed, recharged, and ready to give their best. Avoiding burnout. By protecting our time and energy, we're preventing burnout before it even starts. And that means we can show up consistently for our clients, day in and day out, without sacrificing our mental and physical health. Consistent, high-quality service. When we're not constantly frazzled and overwhelmed, we can focus on what we do best, delivering exceptional service and creating unforgettable wedding experiences. Plus, having set office hours and communication guidelines sets clear expectations from the start. Clients know when they can reach us, and they appreciate that we're upfront about our availability. It's all about respect, respecting their time and respecting our own. Remember, time management isn't just about being efficient or checking things off a to-do list. It's about prioritizing what truly matters, creating a sustainable work environment, and honoring your own needs and boundaries. And that's something I'm deeply committed to, both for myself and for my incredible team. So whether you're a fellow entrepreneur, a busy parent, or simply someone who's feeling overwhelmed by the demands of daily life, I encourage you to take a closer look at how you're managing your time. Are you setting healthy boundaries? Are you prioritizing what truly matters? Remember, your time is your most valuable asset. Treat it with respect, and it will reward you with a more fulfilling and balanced life. As we're celebrating ABC's anniversary and reflecting on the power of intentions and boundaries in business, I want to challenge you to do the same. But not just for your business, for your whole life. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and check in with yourself. The burnout blues. Are you already feeling burnt out even though we're just a few weeks into the new year? Maybe you're dragging yourself out of bed each morning, hitting snooze one too many times. Or perhaps you're going through the motions, but your heart's just not in it. Maybe there's a nagging sense that something's off, that you're not living your life to the fullest. Maybe you're craving more time for yourself, for your passions, for the things that truly light you up. The midnight worries. What's keeping you up at night? Is it worry about work, relationships, finances, or maybe just a general sense of unease? Are you constantly feeling overwhelmed, like you're juggling too many balls? And what about your goals, those dreams you set for yourself? Are you making progress, or are you feeling stuck, unsure of how to move forward? Are you holding yourself back, or are there external factors that are blocking your path? Are you saying yes to too many things, even when your heart is screaming no? Are you neglecting your own needs in an attempt to please everyone else? Digging deep. I know these are big, tough questions, and they might not have easy answers, but I encourage you to really dig deep and be honest with yourself. Grab a journal and pour your heart out onto the pages. Sit in stillness and meditate on what truly matters. Talk to a trusted friend, a family member, or even a therapist. Whatever helps you gain clarity and connect with your inner voice. Setting your intentions. Think about your intentions for this year and for your life in general. What do you truly want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of an impact do you want to make on the world? And most importantly, how can you set boundaries to protect your time, energy, and well-being so you can actually reach those goals? The power of no. Maybe it's setting clear boundaries at work, like learning to say no to extra projects when you're already stretched thin. Or maybe it's about delegating tasks and trusting your team to handle things so you can focus on the big picture. Nurturing your soul. Maybe it's creating a morning routine that fills your cup and nourishes your soul. Meditation, journaling, a walk in nature, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of coffee before the world wakes up. Or perhaps it's just setting aside dedicated time each week for hobbies or activities that bring you joy. Painting, playing music, reading a good book, or simply spending quality time with loved ones. Speaking your truth. Perhaps it's about having those tough conversations with loved ones about your needs and priorities. It's okay to ask for help, to say no to things that drain you, and to prioritize your own well-being. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Self-care isn't selfish. And maybe, just maybe, it's about learning to say no more often and prioritizing self-care. Taking a break, indulging in a bubble bath, going for a walk, or simply doing nothing at all. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities. They're about filling your own cup so you can show up fully for the people and the things that matter most. And my favorite, boundaries equals self-respect. Remember, boundaries aren't about being selfish or shutting people out. They're about self-respect, self-love, and creating a sustainable life that allows you to thrive. They're about recognizing your limits and honoring your needs so you can show up as the best version of yourself in your work, your relationships, and in all areas of your life. The hustle trap. It's not always easy to set and maintain boundaries, especially in a world that often glorifies busyness and hustle. We're constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we need to be doing more, achieving more, being more. But that's simply not true. Finding your balance. True success isn't about burning yourself out or sacrificing your well-being. It's about finding a balance that allows you to thrive, both personally and professionally. And that balance starts with setting healthy boundaries. Your journey to joy. So take time this week to reflect on your intentions and boundaries. What changes can you make to create a life that feels more aligned with your values, more fulfilling, and more joyful? You deserve it, And trust me, when you start honoring your own needs and setting healthy boundaries, you'll be amazed at the positive impact it has on every aspect of your life. Well, my friends, it looks like we've reached the end of our anniversary celebration. Can you believe how much we've covered today? We've journeyed from the bubbly depths of sourdough starters, or in my case, sourdough disasters, to the heartwarming chaos of kitten cuddles, and then dove deep into the nitty-gritty of building a business with intention and boundaries. It's been a whirlwind of a conversation filled with laughter, reflection, and maybe even a few aha moments. I know I've certainly learned a lot by sharing my experiences and insights with you all, and I truly hope you have had as much fun listening as I did talking. Because let's be honest, who doesn't love a good sourdough story and a cute kitten update? But beyond the laughs and the heartwarming anecdotes, I hope you also walked away with some valuable takeaways. Building a business or pursuing any dream really requires more than just passion and hard work. It requires intention, clarity, and the courage to set boundaries that protect your time, energy, and well-being. It's about finding that delicate balance between hustle and rest, between giving your all and knowing when to step back and recharge. It's about honoring your own needs and priorities, even when the world around you is telling you to do more, be more, achieve more. Remember, you are not a machine. You're a human being with limits and needs, and it's okay to say no, to prioritize self-care, and to create a life that feels aligned with your values and your vision. So, as you go about your week, I encourage you to carry these lessons with you. Reflect on your own intentions and boundaries. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? And are those choices serving you and your dreams? Don't be afraid to make adjustments, to course correct, and to prioritize what truly matters. Your time, your energy, your well-being, these are precious resources, and they deserve to be treated with respect. And most importantly, don't forget to have a little fun along the way. Celebrate your wins, big and small. Embrace the messiness and the imperfections. And remember that you're not alone on this journey. We're all figuring it out as we go. And there's so much strength and support to be found in community. So reach out to your tribe, lean on your loved ones, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Thank you again for joining me on this special anniversary episode. It's been an absolute joy to share this journey with you, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for ABC Weddings and Events. And speaking of the future, I hope you'll join me next time on Professional Pulse, where we'll be diving deeper into the heartbeat of business and life, exploring topics that will inspire, motivate, and empower you to live your best life. Until then, remember to set those boundaries, chase those dreams, and don't forget to have a little fun along the way. You can follow the show on social media at Professional Pulse Pod for updates, behind the scenes glimpses, and even a few kitten photos. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you next week.